Thank you for joining us on our Family First Life Tri-State Serve the People podcast. We appreciate you tuning in, spending your time to develop and grow with us. Follow us, please, on all our social media platforms at Family First Life Tri-State or FFL Tri-State. We love you. Keep listening, and I hope this information is serving you across the country. All right, everybody. Thank you for jumping on with us for our Family First Life Tri-State Training Day podcast. We are so excited to bring you who we think is I want to say savage, but you know what? I'm going to be a little kinder in my approach. But I think Mindy's a beast, and I heard her do a training, I'd say about a year ago, on our Serve the People page on dialing the phones. And I never heard someone that thorough, that calm, get through to people. And she's killing it. She's been killing it since then. And I'm so happy to have you on, Mindy. I mean, your production goes before you. You just hit sales manager, so congratulations to you on that. But Mindy, we're happy to have you on the podcast today. How you doing?
Thank you, Mark. I'm doing good.
There we go, baby. Give us some love. The people are cheering for you.
I paid you to do that.
I love it. How are you?
I'm doing good. Doing good, man. Ever since having a kid, let me tell you, you want to increase your production, just have a kid. That'll light a fire underneath you.
Well, you did a lot more than that. I mean, you were 9 months pregnant, sitting on appointments, if I can recall. And I mean, I'm glad to have you on. First off, congratulations on having your baby boy.
Thank you.
And how many months is he now?
He is 3 months.
Yeah.
My husband's keeping that baby in the other room.
Got it. So 3 months, and we've been trying to get you on. We obviously want to be crazy respectful to the fact that you just had a baby, but I felt like you were chronicalizing your journey a little bit from a production standpoint as a pregnant, someone getting ready to have a baby, but then having the baby and being a mom. So there's just so many things that I want to touch with you, and I'm elated to have you on with us today. So
You're the best part.
So first off, I mean, you never stopped producing. So I think, let's touch on that a little bit. What was your mindset behind? Was it mindset like I gotta do this for my mindset? Was it, I want to make sure that we stay good financially? Was it that you just wanted, like, what was it that kept you kind of moving through? Because I know my wife was, she was teaching when we were having Manny and Jules, and she would be at, like, she might as well have delivered the baby at the school. That's how close she got to, So, and I just know for different women, it's different things. And I just want to get your take on it because we're in the insurance business where, we're out serving people, helping families and providing for our own. But you're independent. You have the option to do it any way you want. So I want to hear from you on this.
To me, it was, let's be honest. What makes you feel better? Sitting on the couch and binging or going out and making money your family and helping families and having families thank you for doing so. So I had two choices at the end of the day. I could sit at the couch and binge and feel like crap with my giant stomach, or I can go out and feel good and kick butt and kind of set the pace for other pregnant women out there too. Like, look, I'm about to give birth next week. You can write 5K too. Anybody can do this. You just have to show up. That's it.
Yeah, and I actually figured that's what it was. It's probably why I asked the question the way I asked it, but I didn't know for sure. I love to hear you say that because, you're always coming from this place of service, Mindy, and it's, again, why I had to have you on. It's I wanted to show other pregnant women that you can go out there and kick butt. I'm having a baby in a week. You can do it too. Like, that's different. There's a lot that goes into that. Because
I was gonna say, don't get me wrong. It's not something that's like, oh, just show up. Like, you've got to set.
I'm just gonna open this up. Speak on this a little bit because there was a lot going. You have a lot going on at that time in your mind, and what's going on in your house and everything. So I want to hear from you, and I'm just gonna fall back for a second.
Let's be honest. At the end of the day, when you're a new mom or a mom in general or pregnant, you look at these huge producers and you're like, Oh my gosh, I don't know, with all these hormones and everything going, try dialing the phones while you've got hormones going on. I mean, that'll kick your butt for sure. So I just want to say that if you're expecting or you're a new mom, you have those emotions and you're getting those sleepless nights and it's tough. I don't think anyone can say, it's easy, just show up. No, there's a lot to it. And if that's you, like, I get it. I know exactly what you're going through, but let me tell you, you're going to feel real good once you push through. You show up at dial day at 7:30, you book your appointments, you show up, you make it happen. You will have no better antidote for your postpartum for anything than showing up.
Wow.
Families choking up in their why, and then you put a couple grand in your bank account the next day, and then you spend time with your kid as well. So if you want a good antidote to your hormones, to your postpartum, to your pregnancy, freaking show up because that'll do it. That'll do it every time.
No doubt. Where was your husband at on all of this? Like, what was his thoughts?
Yeah. So he had quit his job. Woo. And he went to jump all in to Family First Life. He struggled on his test, passing his test. And he passed his test actually and got contracted like 1 or 2 weeks before we had our baby. Wow. Everything was breaking down. Oh, everything was going wrong. Which just proves, right? Opposition means that there's something really good on the other side of it.
Nice.
So that's kind of where he was at. He was getting licensed and now he's doing great. He just beat my biggest day last week. He wrote like 10K in one day and then a couple the next day. So
all right, wait,
that's where he was kind of at.
I forgot this was a family affair.
Yeah, so, we just started it. Yeah,
no doubt. So y'all were getting ready to have this baby, and he decided it was a good idea to quit his job. Yeah. Is that what I just heard?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Pretty much. Was this did y'all consult this together, or did he just say, "Screw it, honey"?
He wasn't jumping in at 9 to 5. He was jumping in to Family First Life. Like, sure. As cliche as that sounds, like, come on, we all know if you put the numbers in your favor and you push through that rejection, you are going to make money.
No doubt.
So we weren't like jumping out on nothing. We were jumping out on the system.
I love it. Now, the other thing is you had the experience. Like, you were already killing it. It's not like you've already had, massive weeks consecutively in a row. So it's not like it's in his house. So was he a natural phone script guy, or is he a guy who had to push through everything?
Oh man, he has to push through everything. He is the total opposite of me. Total opposite. And his personality, I walk in and I'm like, so here's what we're going to do today. Let's sit at that table, And it's like, do you want my shoes on or off? If you want them on, that's okay, but we can I'm like, take those freaking shoes off. So that's something he's had to work on, but he's quickly realized, dude, just be yourself. Like, don't try to be these other top producers. You're not going to be them. Just be yourself, show up, and you'll make money.
Yeah. That's what's up. So, all right, now that it's a family affair, I've seen people do it all different kinds of ways, where one produces 1 week, one produces the other week, both produce both weeks, but one sells, one builds. What did you guys? Now you're probably just getting your feet wet on this, but what did you guys? What are you guys figuring out about each other right now, running a family insurance agency?
What are we not figuring out about each other? This is a completely new area. No, kind of our schedule is we hired a nanny, so I can run 2 to 3 days out of the week. I make sure that my dialing is very thorough because if I'm going to be condensing to that, then I need to be able to still kick butt. Then during the week, I am at home training our team, and then I also dial for my husband as well, half of his appointments too.
That's great. How many appointments does he run a week?
He runs 30.
Wow. And how many do you run a week?
This is crazy. So I'm at 15 and I'm finding my production to almost be more.
Wow.
Now that I'm running those shorter appointments. It's just because I'm so thorough in the home.
Yeah. But I also think that this is great. But him running 30, you're kind of playing with the house's money. Mm-hmm. Like, you're running 15 condensed, but it's concentrated. It's like, it's like the parfum versus the cologne. You know what I'm saying? Like, one is like extra concentrated, which you're very good at what you do. So let's put that there, and we'll talk about how you got there. But you say I'm making more than when I was running more. Well, that's what this business is about. I need people to understand, like, the better you get at what you do, the less time it takes you to do it well.
I did that for a year, 30 appointments for
right. And now you're walking in the door and telling people where to sit and to grab you a check and some coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Makes sense? But because you're there to protect, you're there for business. You're there to protect their family, Yep. And I have, vendors that come to the house. The better ones are literally telling you where to sit and when to pay them. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, the best vendors that come to my house are telling me where I'm going and how much they need to check for.
Right.
They're not timid about it. They're not, you know what I mean? Because we have to get it done anyway. Whether it's
right.
electrical.
And if they are like that, they're not even confident like that. It's like, you can feel when someone's not confident about something. You don't even buy it. They're trying to sell it, but they don't even believe it because they're not even confident.
100%. Now, you guys are running 45 appointments combined. That's still a lot of money in your household. So that plus the piece of, you being able to book. I mean, I love it. This sounds like an amazing partnership because I'm looking at it schedule wise, and I'm looking at you booking, talking to agents, selling, but all like still in a manageable schedule while getting to be, with your son, which sounds amazing. And then he's out kind of pounding it. And you just said he just beat your best day or your best week, your best day. Because you've had some
not my best week. He beat my best day it was about 10 grand. He beat me by like $400.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see you. So
we have a good rivalry going.
I was about to say, this is a competitive environment.
Yeah.
Do y'all talk smack to each other?
I don't think he's quite good enough to talk it yet, but I know once he is that it's definitely going to come. I'm expecting it.
Got it. So talk to me a little bit about the way you guys are now creating a path for what your future looks like. The more confident he gets as a producer, the more vision y'all two have together. Talk to me a little bit about the things you all are talking about as far as the business, the structure, where things are going, your family, because, y'all are fairly young. This is your first child. I don't know if you're in line of having another one, but I know that when Robin and I were, kind of dream building together, it was piece by piece, like, and we made a decision that she was not going to work in the business with me because that wasn't going to work. But different strokes for different folks. And I admire the couples that can do it. And I admire the ones that choose not to for whatever reasons. But nevertheless, you guys are having family building conversations that involve business building conversations. So what does that future vision look like for you?
Oh, yeah. We were a couple of things. One, we've got our schedule on our fridge right now. When our dial days are, when our run days are, what times that consist of. Like, it's not like a haphazard thing. And we were talking to our manager, Matt Borsch, and he's like, Mindy, you got to realize this is a business. Like, you're not just leaving your son. You're not just for a 9 to 5. Like, this is something where Matt literally said, if you play the cards right, your son won't even remember the sacrifice you guys had to make. And that really hit me. And we spent till 11 p.m. the other night talking about, now investing into recruiting and building our team and making a difference in their life. And our team's on pace to do 100K this month, which that's little for some people. That's huge for our team. That's huge victory for us and their lives as well. But looking at it as a business and quit looking at the podcasts of the other people's and the other months and the other, like, stop looking at them. Look at you. And are you being your best you that you can be on dial day and home? quit looking at everybody else, and I think that's kind of what we've done as a little family.
Nice.
We're not looking at the other businesses. We're looking, okay, piece by piece.
Yes, ma'am.
How can we make us better? How can we make each portion better? And it's kind of crazy how all of those things add up and kind of, just add up and make a difference in your life. That's crazy.
I'm so glad you said that, because $100,000 is not a little bit of volume. And when you say it, you are comparing. But I love that you're that there's therapy. You obviously have gone through the looking at the businesses, which most people do. Let's be honest. I mean, just the other day I looked up the leaderboard. I was like, but I've learned to catch it. I've learned to catch it really quick now, Mindy. You know what I'm saying? Well, I used to agonize for weeks and months on end. I've learned to catch it really, really fast now. So this therapy session, self-inflicted, that you're going through is healthy, because guess what? None of that's going to matter.
Right.
None of it matters. And I want to send you an encouraging shot through this podcast. You really are a beast. Like, dialing, selling, developing, training. You should have a massive agency. And you're a strong woman. Meaning, like, we need more strong women leading big teams. Sure. So I don't think that I know you will. I'm 100. By the way, I'm not even like, it's kind of how I got you on this podcast. Like, we need your voice through our airwaves.
Sure.
Because you are a beacon of light to many people, and you can handle it on your shoulders. You can handle it. Let's be honest. You are built to handle it. So not only would it be awesome for you to do it, I want to say this so bad without you taking the pressure of it. You need to do it, because there's so many people that you're going to be able to impact, and you're not afraid to encourage people, and you're not afraid to challenge them in a loving way. And you're like, you it would be a great thing. And I think that you having these talks with yourself and having these talks with, Matt and having these talks with your husband are very good talks, because it all starts here. So when you go, you're going to do 100,000, that's small for us. Stop saying that.
Yeah.
Please.
It hit us the other day in training. I think it was Stephen Yee they had on training. We didn't have anyone in our agency at all. Maybe one person that quit. And he got on training, and he was at a conference or something, and Sean looks at him and said, "How many people you got in your agency, or what do you have on your team?" And he looked at him and said, "How many people you got on your team?" And he said, "Well, nobody." And he said, "That's because you're selfish, because your own bills are paid. So you're comfortable because your bills are paid and you're not sharing it with anybody else." And that's what hit him. That's what woke him up and caused him to do what he's doing. And then when he said that, I was like, holy crap, I am genuinely selfish. I think I'm not, because I'm providing for my family. But the text messages I've already gotten from my team are priceless. And you really are selfish if you're not sharing this opportunity with at least one person.
Right.
You're selfish because your bills are paid. And I think that's kind of what caused us to share that with other people, is God gives through us, not just to us.
Amen.
And we need to give to other people and allow them to give to other people as well. And it's just kind of like a chain reaction of God giving through this line of people who give to others.
Yeah.
And it all starts with you. It all starts with you.
Well, it starts with with the good Lord, and He used Sean to help a lot of us. Right now, I think.
Right.
And for you, I think it's that open hand concept. I was watching a sermon one day, and the word was God gives seed to the sower, right? And He's making these, this, like, He's putting seed down, like, and He's doing this with His hand, and he says, God looks down and He goes, look at that guy sowing. He's such a good sower. I'm going to give him more seed. Like, God gives seed to the sower. So if your hand's closed, there ain't no seed to run through it.
Right.
Makes sense? If you have an open hand concept, God's going to keep providing seed because he needs you to sow. So God gives seed to the sower. And I think a lot of times we forget that what we do is a calling because of the way it's set up. Number one, we're helping people with life insurance, which means that if they pass away or become terminally, chronically, or critically ill, we're able to help.
Yep.
Number two, you're able to build a business to help other agents do the same thing for clients. So if it's you and your 10 policies a week, you've helped 10 families. If it's you and 400 agents, you've helped 4,000 families for the week.
Yep. Yeah.
It's a whole reaction. So we've got to keep the open hand concept, Mindy, because all of a sudden you're here today doing 100,000 and 6 months from now you're doing $1 million a month just because you decided this was more than just you paying your bills. This was you providing an opportunity for others to have the ability to pay their bills. And that pay it forward concept does a lot. It has done a lot. Like Family First Life's first year did $11 million in business. We're going to finish this year $600 million in business. Next year we're going to go do $1 billion in premium. And that's a numerical number that's backed by thousands of agents that have decided to pay forward a concept of serving people with life insurance needs and taking care of their families.
It's easy to just think, I'm just a mom at home, or I'm just one person. But Shawn Michaels one person. Mark Mead was just one person. Ivan, all these huge producers that had opposition and were just one person made this huge chain reaction, So it's easy to think it's just me. I'm just, X, whatever it is. But you can make a huge difference in a lot of people by just showing up and deciding you're not just one person. At least that's what I found out for myself.
No doubt. And again, you have all the tools. I mean, there was someone that was built to, help families in a sales capacity with compassion. It's you. So why not build it big?
We will.
I know you will. Listen, I can't send enough appreciation to you, for continuing to serve while you were 9 months pregnant, for continuing to serve, a week after you gave birth. You were in homes, it is leadership. It is, no matter what the situation was, you can always choose the latter, and you chose to be out there and help families. And I think that if it were me, I'd be telling that story in every home that I'm in from a place of service. And I'd be telling it to every agent that's looking to work with me. It's not a brag. It's like, this is what we do. We are here to serve people no matter the circumstances, because you've already proven that if the situation's not optimal, you're serving. You know what I mean? And it cannot be optimal for whatever reason. But if the situation is not optimal, you're still serving. So we appreciate that very much. If you could give a parting shot, Mindy, to anybody listening, what would it be?
You think it's just you. You think it's just 30 appointments. It's just styling. It's just whatever. But you have no idea what recruiting an agent can do for their family. You might be the answer to prayer that they've been praying for. And the family that you're protecting, you have no idea what the lasting effects, what 100,000, whatever could do for their family. So don't think you're just doing X. You are making a difference in every single home that you're showing up to, and every single person that you're talking to about the company, whether you're a mom, whether you're a dad, whether you are just a single guy that's doing this business, you are making a difference. So don't think for 1 second that what you're doing and the mundane of doing it is not making a lasting effect, even on just one person.
That's awesome. How much what do you and your husband's issue paid goals a month in your household?
So far for this month, we are right around 35, 40 for the month of October so far. So I'd say our goal would be at least 50 for the month, each month.
Yeah, I have the luxury of knowing when these podcasts are recorded. Y'all hear them a little after they get recorded. Yeah, you're at 35,000 through like the 10th day of October. You have 20 days left. I think we should shoot for 100 grand. Yeah. Why don't we shoot for 100 grand? Let's make it a cool 100, Mindy.
Okay.
What would it be like? What would it be like for $100,000 if you paid to run through your household for the month of October? How would that set you up? No pressure. No pressure. Listen,
yeah, right.
I'm gonna reverse. I'm reversing the pressure. But yeah, I think you guys are doing great things. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys align for your goals as a family, as a business, the way you guys pour into your agents, the way you start building an agency intently. I think there's a lot of huge things ahead of you, and I'm really excited for where you are and where your family is. And, you know, it's got to be joyous to bring your son into this world in a situation where you pretty much have a really good idea everything's going to be okay.
Giving them what we didn't have is huge.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. Like, sometimes having kids is scary because of the finances.
Yeah.
You know, and to be able to put your family in a position day one where you just know the finances are never going to be an issue, that's got to feel like crazy.
Yeah, it's the Lord. It's incredible. And that's why we need to share it with other people so they can feel the same.
You're amazing, Mindy Tibbs. Appreciate you.
You're smart.
Thank you for jumping on with us. We are going to definitely get this out. I would play this back. If you're looking for inspiration, encouragement, hope, Mindy Tibbs is your girl, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark.
Appreciate y'all. Let's make it a big week. Hammer down. God bless.